Welcome. Welcome from Queen Stevie. Yay. Queen Stevie made it to Hyde Park. There didn't seem to be anything terribly wrong with her leg. No. So welcome to episode 185. She brought out Harry Styles. They all went crazy.
He's so cute.
He's fine.
He's adorable.
I don't really get how did he get famous?
One Direction.
One Direction.
God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me one thing they sang.
You can just dance to it.
You can only dance to it, see?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something about girls.
I don't know about Harry Berry. So termites, there's so much going on. It's just amazing. First of all, what are we drinking? This is a Thunder and beer. This is from Nashville, the Jackelope Brewing Company. In honor of my dad, we're having a little Jackalope Brewery. So delicious. And what are we going to eat? Well, we're going to try some chips. These are Doritos nacho cheese flavored popcorn. Not a chip. Next one's a chip. Sorry.
No, it's good. Nope. You like that popcorn, don't you?
I like that. Simply, what's it called? Simple something popcorn.
Smart pop.
Smart Pop. Yeah. This is okay. I'd rather have white cheddar or something.
That's why you like the white cheddar.
It doesn't really taste like nachos. It tastes like
Like what?
nachos. Nachos. That's all right. Smart food. I'll give it a B. It's fine. I mean, if I found it in the car and I was hungry, I'd eat it.
Oh, yeah.
Put it that way. Lay's potato chips, me and my dad's favorite. Midwest inspired. That's right. Fried pickles with ranch.
Oh.
Wow. Who comes to the Monday morning meeting with this idea?
People who've been to the fair.
People who were, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I like it.
Surprising.
I like it. Well done. Finally, a reason to go off the real brand. Wow. I could eat the whole bag of these. Fried pickles with ranch. Huh. I wonder where Lay's is from.
Heaven.
Texas. Plano, Texas.
Nice.
Frito-Lay, I don't know why the Midwest inspired, I guess, because of fried pickles.
Yeah.
But with ranch. Those are really good. A+. Well done, Lay's. How about some Hidden Valley Ranch, huh?
Yeah.
Do you have any ranch? Oh my God. Do you have any ranch? That's all those teenagers said for 3 days. They looked at me like I worked here. This is garlic ranch.
Nice.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Nice.
I'm not a big garlic person, but I'll give it a go. No.
No?
It's good. If you like garlic, you're going to love it.
Okay.
But, well, garlic's is not my thing.
No.
Eh, I'll give it a B plus, A- for what it is.
Okay.
You just got to be a garlic monster. If that's your thing, I highly recommend this. Well, I don't know. It'd be good on sandwiches if you like garlic.
Right.
It's not my top 3 for sure.
Many do.
Anyway, so what is going on, termites? Well, I had a little fun week doing all kinds of things. I paddled out to Burgess Falls in Nashville, and I could not believe it.
That was fun. That looked really
You drive, it's like an hour and 20 minutes, and then I'd never been there, so I went on the canoe one that's organized, because you can bring your own kayak and all that, but I didn't really know the way, and it's a lot of backwoods turns and gravel roads and all this shit. But when you found it, it was all kids. All the children were working there.
Nice.
Yeah, they were adorable. And then a bachelorette party from Salt Lake City just piled out of this car. And I'm like, oh my God, the bachelorette parties. Nashville's the bachelorette party capital of the world, if anybody didn't know that. Broadway is just filled with 9 million of them.
Right.
They're all funny to watch. I love to go down there in the day when they're hungover and they're trying to get their drinking feet back on and they can't. And I'm like, that's the problem with being young. You be old and you get here ready to go at 10:30. I am ready to go. What time's that bar open? What time's that music start? Yeah, but this was their daytime activity.
Nice.
That's the thing about Nashville. If you're downtown, other than drinking, there's a couple museums, African American Music Museum, that's good, and then the Country Music Hall of Fame. But there's not a lot of shopping. That's always one thing I've thought, this is where it's missing its beat down there, because all those 20-something girls want to go spend money.
Yes.
But there's nothing really to... So you got to get out if you want to go do something in the day. And they found it. I'm like, how did you find... The one girl, I go, how did you guys find this? from Salt Lake City, Utah. She goes, I don't know anything. I was just invited. I don't even know where I'm at. Nice. So what a nice life. You've just been transported to a canoe on a beautiful river in Tennessee, and you're like, I don't know anything. Okay. And then the other girl goes, we saw it on Instagram. And I'm like, wow. Good for them. They saw it on Instagram, went online, investigated, bought tickets, and they had their mother. She was with them. Nice. There was like 10 of them, and it said no alcohol. I'm like, God damn it, really? What if when I get to the fall, don't I get a reward beer? Right. Well, those girls broke the seal because they just busted out of the car with giant boxes of White Claw. And I'm like, yes, well done, young people. That means I can get that six-pack out and nobody can say shit. Nobody cared. I mean, I won't say what company because then they might get in trouble, but there's a bunch of them. Yeah, it was super fun. Cool. I always see the signs and then I see the vans and I'm like, I never get to do shit like that because I'm always working. Right. And work starts again soon, this week, Atlantic City. Friday is sold out, but it's casinos. They always drop tickets at the last minute. You never know. Check back if you want. And Saturday, almost sold out. Nice. So if you want to come, and my good friend Lewis is coming down. Yay. I said he could perform. Yep. No. He doesn't help. He doesn't want to. So he just wants to go gambling. So gamble we will. Fun. And he wants to eat. The restaurants are really good at the Borgata. Cool. Lewis knows all of them. He knows their menus by heart. It's really Rain Man-y when he starts reciting off. And then I had to tell him the sushi place closed, and I thought he might cry. There was a pause on the phone. There was a huge pause. I go, yeah, Lou, that one that we liked, that one closed. And he was, what? And then after the pause, what? I go, you heard me. It closed, Lewis. I'm sorry to report to you. Okay, upcoming shows. Oh, I played a little golf with Dorfman, too. He's such a little fun critter. And he's invited me to a top secret Post Malone thing tonight.
What?
Yep.
Stop it.
Yep.
You get to go to the Bud Light concert?
It's a Bud Light album release, something.
Fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
Love
this is the old person in me, though. I'm taking my own car in case I want to leave. Nice. And I'm not going to be in the Uber line with 10,000 children. That's not happening. Nope. So this weekend, Atlantic City, 2 shows, 2 nights. It's so nice to be able to be in a city for 2 nights in a row. Yeah. It's just great. Then San Antonio, July 26th, July 27th. Austin. I think San Antonio's almost sold out. I don't know about Austin.
Couple seats left.
I don't remember. Yeah, there's seats left. Yep. August 2nd, Marietta, Ohio. That one's doing real well. And I wasn't sure where it was. And I've been to every city in America.
Where it is now?
I'm learning. August 3rd, Cincinnati. Cool. August 10th, Niagara Falls, Ontario. Yeah, that's going to be so great. It's going to be so cool. August 24th, Hampton Beach. By the way, my sister said the kids start school on like August 14th.
What?
Yeah. Wow. Like such bullshit.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I feel terrible for them.
Yeah.
We finished before Memorial Day and didn't start till the day after Labor Day, if I remember correctly.
That's the Canadian schedule.
Yeah. It's just too much for these kids. August 30th and 31st, the Venetian, Las Vegas, where for 6 days in a row was 115 degrees. My little friend Dorf, for all of you who would be interested, quick review of that. He went to the Sphere to see the Dead. He did it 3 nights in a row. Oh my God. Some guy on Instagram, some comedian, I don't remember his name, so I'm sorry to whatever man this was. He said, if you're a jam band guy, good for you. It's just not my thing. It reminds me of 5 stepdads playing different songs at the same time. I'm like, that's exactly how I feel. I don't get it. And I'm like, Dorf, I couldn't even go see Stevie 3 nights in a row. It's just, you ruin it. But he said they play different sets every night.
Really?
Yeah, I guess. And then it was at the Sphere, so the graphics were pretty cool. But I think you got to do mushrooms to really get all that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not ever doing that. No. So I don't think there's enough beers.
Do them at Post Malone.
Or do them at Post Malone. I'm not going to go do mushrooms out in public. Or even in private, for that matter. No.
I'm going to get in the pool and do some mushrooms.
We golfed at a different course most of the time, and there were actually mushrooms growing on the green. I'm like, look, Dorf, they knew you were coming. There, you can just go eat the green. Go truffle around like a little pig, a truffle pig. Get all your little mushrooms. September 6th, Terrytown. September 7th, Wilmington, Delaware. September 13th, Columbus, Ohio. September 14th, Lexington, Kentucky. 19th, Oklahoma City. 21st, Dallas, Texas. When we talk about Texas, when we talk about Mattress Mack.
He's so good.
He's amazing. Well, I'll get to it. Yeah. So, September 27th, Foxwoods Casino in Connecticut, September 28th. New York City, downtown Manhattan Town Hall. Yay, yay, yay. Yeah, I don't think Lewis will be home. Sad times. October 11th, Troy, New York. October 12th, Burlington, Vermont. And October 19th, Salt Lake City. Cool. I'm guessing my bachelorette party girls were not Mormons because when they busted all that alcohol out, I'm like, they're either not Mormon or they're Mormons hiding from the other Mormons and they can drink freely. Jack Mormons. Yeah. Or just temporary, not Mormon. Yep. Just for the weekend.
Just for 3 hours.
Yeah, that's it. All right, termites, we're moving in. A couple emails just made me laugh, and then we'll move on. Tammy from Jacksonville, she appreciated the recommendation of Joe's Kansas City barbecue. It was the most delicious barbecue, and it'll make me consider cheering for the Chiefs after the Jaguars. Here's my prediction. Trevor Lawrence is never going to win until he cuts his hair.
Right.
Now, I know that I sound like my dad. I do. I sound like an 80-year-old white man. Not like when you spend more time on your hair than I do, you need to spend more time with your playbook. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to go get highlights on Thursday. No, you fucking get to practice. I just can't with the hair. I love the owner, but I can't. He's got to cut his hair. Yeah. He'll be a whole new man. At least try it. Right. That's what if I was my dad, that's how I'd trick him into it. Right. Go, just try it. Yeah. And if it doesn't work, you can grow it all back. Right. Anyway, these people saw me a couple times, liked it, and blah, blah, but they went on a cross-country trip, and they stopped at Joe's. I like it when somebody... Nice. Seriously, I'm not saying these things for any other reason than I believe it. I don't get, ad money or nothing. Joe's is great. It's the best. The ribs, yeah. Their sides, I think Arthur Bryant's sides are better, and Arthur Bryant's burnt ends are better, but Joe's, and I like the gas station feel of Joe's.
I've never had a burnt end.
You never had a burnt end?
What is it?
Well, when they get the brisket, the ends get burnt and they cut those off. That's why they always say as available, because there's only two ends. Yeah. And they could cut the ends up, but then they're out of ends.
It's good math.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. I have a Gourmite, Mark. He's in Germany. He's American, but he's in Germany. Mm-hmm. He says I have a big gay following over there too. And his partner is named Wolfgang. I mean, I would love it. That's such a great name, just Wolfgang. Even Wolfgang Van Halen, and she calls him Wolfie. I mean, that's just so awesome. Fantastic. And, there's a golfer now named Ludwig, and I haven't heard anybody with that name since Beethoven, so I told Lewis I'm betting all my money on Ludwig Aberg. Ludwig!
Great.
I pronounced his town wrong last time. It's where Taylor was. It's in Gelsenkirchen. Gelsenkirchen? Mm-hmm. How did that sound?
Very good.
All of the Swifties were coming. Anyway, he's a Gourmite. Oh my God! He took a picture of a road sign. It says Swiftkirchen, and it's a picture of Tay-Tay on a street sign.
Yeah, they changed the name of the town.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
They changed the name of the town. Good for them.
It's wonderful.
And the Iceland termites are over there. Sent a very nice email. Lisa and Carla went to go see their kid, and they're over there pigging around and sent some very interesting pictures. So thank you. Good boots on the ground. We need termites on the ground. Update. Oh, wait, I didn't do my Queen news and King news.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'm too excited about the things I have. Tay-Tay was in Milan and is moving on to where?
Gelsenkirchen.
Oh, that's where she's heading now?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's there tomorrow. She's there tonight.
She's
in Germany.
Gelsenkirchen. Where is the biggest city next to that? Is that like a suburb of like Berlin or Munich or
Hamburg next weekend.
Hamburg? If you're from the Midwest, it's Hamburg. Humbug.
She's in Germany a lot.
She's in Germany a lot. And by the way, Stevie's making up her shows in the end of July, so just stay put if you're over there in Scotland or wherever she canceled. Speaking of cancellations, well, I'm going to get to it right now. So Tay-Tay's fine. She's out on the road. All's good. Jelly Belly, Jelly Roll, King Jelly saved the day. Well, not for everybody, but he did as much as he could because Morgan Wallen can't. Now, I really like his music. I know he can be a shit disturber, and he's made a lot of mistakes. But the music itself, I like it because he's an East Tennessee critter, and you can hear it in the words and things. He's authentic. I just want authentic anymore. I don't, whatever. instead of the prepackaged bullshit. Well, Jelly was on the show with him. Morgan canceled on a Saturday, like at 2 o'clock, said he was sick, then canceled the following Saturday. Well, how do you know you're going to be sick a week from now, especially when you're 20-something years old?
Right.
I don't know. He's getting the no-show Jones reputation. George Jones missed probably half of his show.
They still love him.
And they still love him. He's Ron White. I mean, it's the same. Ron could cancel a month. They'd be like, oh, Tater just got drunk. And anyway, Jelly Belly said, if you have a ticket for the show on Saturday, I'm looking for another venue, and I'm going to do a free the show's free.
Yep.
Your ticket still works for the other show with a makeup show. And he found it. I was like, ooh, that sounds like a really not great idea. Like, it just sounds very confusing because there's a stadium's got 50,000 people that have a ticket, and this one only has 2,000. So are we just going to have a? Well, he pulled it off. He did it.
Nice.
And all those people were so happy. King Jelly comes through again. Wonderful human being. Snoop Dogg's getting ready for the Olympics.
Yep.
Cher's been super quiet, so I don't know what's going on there. Yeah. Tanya's out doing her fair shows and whatever. And we already talked about Queen Stevie. I don't know.
Doll's available again.
The doll's available again?
Yeah, the Barbie doll. They did another little tiny run.
Oh, they did a tiny run. Well, that's good. So if you want a Stevie Barbie, is it our website's a little outdated. Just saying, Queen Stevie, pay some child. Get the children. The children are happy to help. That's something I did all week, too. I had to go back and look at all my specials and chop them up. And the children are going to help me put them on TikTok.
Nice.
Because I realized I have a whole TikTok account, and there's one thing of me doing stand-up.
Yeah.
It's just me and cats being jackasses. Like, or here's my dad or mom, or like, it's fun, and I'm going to keep doing that stuff. But I should have.
People don't know you're a
That's why
stand-up.
people don't know I'm a stand-up comedian, because whose fault is that, Jack Straw?
Yeah.
Me.
Yep.
Me.
You gotta tell the children.
Well, I got to tell. The children will do it. The children will do it.
Yeah.
Chris is the child's name. Well, I don't even know how old he is, but he sounds young. All right, moving on. Update! My God, this is so crazy. Kevin Costner's, okay, so we talked about the movie, Horizon. I have never heard of a movie being a three-parter, the only one part comes out at a time. Well, the first part's out, it's losing its ass. I mean, and he put in 39 million of his own money. He got carried away with Yellowstone, and I get it. I got carried away with the show. I mean, I didn't start dressing like a cowboy or anything, but I get why you could see, I'll just keep doing more of that, except bigger and better. But he bit off, I think, look, they have pulled the second installment for the August release.
Oh.
Yeah. Kevin Costner's Western period Western Horizon and American Saga Chapter 2 won't be riding into theaters on August 16th after all. It's being pulled from the release calendar now after Horizon 1 bit the dust in its theatrical debut. A new date has yet to be announced. I mean, this is a disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really bad. The first one, the thing was, it's $100 million. I don't know. They said they need more time for people to go see the first one. If they don't go the first couple weeks, that's not how the numbers work.
Right.
They don't go up week 3. Oh, yeah. He put $38 million of his own money in.
Wow.
And funded the rest with the help of 2 mystery investors. Boy, I bet they're just wanting to shove their head in a toaster. Fuck me.
Yep.
And by selling off foreign rights. Yeah, so there you go. He's known for his confidence, but even so, he shocked Hollywood when he announced he would direct for the first time. That's another bullshit move right there.
Yep.
It's so insulting to actual directors.
Yes.
I just think, even if you're going to do it, okay, everybody can make changes, and become more than you are, but start small.
Right.
You know, practice.
Do an iPhone film.
You just get your iPhone out and make some movies of your cats. I think I'm directing quite well.
You're doing a great
I'm
job.
doing I don't even know who the actors are. I did a whole video thinking it was Kato and it was Chapo laying on his back. It's very, I don't want to say arrogant, but confident. Is that a better word?
Arrogant.
Yeah, I think it's arrogance.
Yeah.
I would never say, oh, I can do that. It sells short what people actually do for a goddamn living.
I'm going to direct my own stand-up special.
I think there are comedians that have directed their own stand-up specials.
How'd it turn out?
Well, I don't know. I tried to watch a couple that are out there now, and I was just like, is this count as stand-up? Or is this performance art? But maybe the children don't care. It's the young people. Then you go to Amazon, it's me and Gaffigan and Nate, and like we actually have things prepared, an act, but maybe that's passé. I don't know. Maybe the children don't mind if somebody just gets up there and talks and reads out of their fucking diary or whatever they're even doing. I don't know.
Ask the children who they watch now.
Yeah, where's the young termites?
Yeah.
The yermites. The children. The termites. The children termites. I like termites.
I like it too.
Termites. Who do you like out there? Who's young that you like? My little friend Ronan, but Ronan has an act.
Yeah.
It's very structured. And whenever I advocate for him, I just want you to know he's nothing like me. So don't think you might be a little shocked and off put. Just saying, he's very opinionated. I think his first special was called Fat Jew with a Lisp.
It's pretty literal.
He's got a big lisp too. I mean, he's just got fat tongue rolling around everywhere. It's just hilarious. But anyway, update. Prince Harry.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, you know I don't like either one of these two little people here. He accepted the Pat Tillman Award at the ESPYs. Megan wanted to go on stage, you could tell, but he didn't take her, so he'll be in a lot of trouble for that later. And then they got up and left after they got their award. That's to poor form.
Yeah.
You just sit your ass down and wait till the show's over.
Yeah.
And as they were leaving, people were screaming, "Leave. Get out." Like, they're in the way. They're saying goodbye to people. It's like getting up at church before it's over and then, shaking everybody's hand in the pew behind you. You get no.
Nope.
And then he did some quote about a mother's love that is so hacked and stolen. It's been all over the place. I can't believe you have the nerve. Just have the class to go, you know what? I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll show up if you want me to. But maybe there's somebody. Who was your next choice?
More deserving.
Well, more deserving or less already high profile. This is so people will watch the ESPYs. It's so gross. Well, I found out who did it. Yeah, I sure did. Don't think this goat didn't go dig a hole. I went right on down it. Prince Harry's receipt of the Pat Tillman Award for his service at this has sparked widespread controversy and criticism. The award typically given to individuals, blah, blah, blah. We know all this. It was awarded to Prince Harry for his day. They called him Bunker Harry. I mean, the videos of him when he's, quote, in the service, he's playing video games in an office. I mean, I'm not saying that's all he did. He probably did do other things. I don't know.
He did sit-ups.
Yeah, I don't know. The decision, Disney was responsible for all this, an insider revealed. ESPN is owned by Disney, and Harry's buddy, Bob Iger, is the CEO of the company.
Oh, God.
The insider also noted that Harry and his wife, Meghan, signed a media deal with Disney 4 years ago, further complicating the optics of the award. So if I did all that, I'd be like, dude, you can't give me an award.
Right.
It's just shit's going to get out, and they're going to know it's all an inside. No, we can't do that.
No.
Well, he didn't care. He did it.
Wow.
This move was intended to pave the way for new projects involving Harry. Harry, who? What's his last name?
Styles.
No. What's Prince Harry's last name? I told you I would not call him Prince Harry.
No.
You're not a prince of me. You're not a prince of America. You're a prince at home. You could go be a prince back in England.
Henry Charles Albert David.
No, we found a different name.
Yeah.
Mountbatten. That was his.
Nope.
That was his uncle.
You shouldn't have to look this hard.
Whatever.
What's your name? What is his last name?
Well, just that's.
Oh, it says he technically doesn't have a last name.
Technically, he doesn't have a last name.
Because he stepped down.
Well, then you can't get in the bar. How about that?
Bye-bye.
Let me see your driver's license. Oh, you don't have one? Oh, how about your California state ID card? Don't you live in Montecito? Yeah. So anyway, he got the award. And then the following day, Kate Middleton shows up at Wimbledon 2 days later and took the wind right out of their sails, which is one more update. And then we're going to what are we watching?
She looked great, by the way.
Kate Middleton looked
Fantastic.
normal. I mean, like nothing changed. She maybe even looked healthier.
Smiling. She's great.
This was posted on Twitter, only in Boston. The former Neiman Marcus location at Natick Mall is being converted into a 2-story pickleball club. That's what we said. That's what we said. Go do it. Oh, my God.
And now you're a pickleball person.
Yep, that's right.
Great.
Well, if it wasn't 100, I'd try to go play today. Okay, 2 things. this was amazing. Well, it was just an amazing week in sports. Wimbledon was pretty boring because Djokovic, I'm not sure that he's okay. I don't like him. I like Carlos. I always call him Alcatraz. I know that. It's Alcatraz or something. He beat him quickly, like in less than 2 hours. So it wasn't even a competition. The Joker didn't look like he was on his game, but he just had surgery 39 days ago. He's the villain always, but it was kind of boring. And the girls' match wasn't a whole lot better as far as excitement goes. It was a pretty, that little girl that won, though, that youngster, she's Czech, and she was so funny afterwards. They just kept saying, you know, how does it feel? She's like, I cannot believe this is done. I can't believe I won Wimbledon. And it's like she's in a dream where you're like, what? No, shut up. That's crazy. She was adorable. But what is probably, there's two things that are probably not watched by as many termites. And here's the thing, you don't need to understand, when I talk about sports, I only talk about the fun stories about it. You don't have to understand the game. Well, the Copa Cup is there's the Euro Cup in soccer, and then the Copa Cup is for South America and North America. Now, the Copa Cup is not quite as popular as the Euro Cup. I'd say the Euro Cup has more viewers. And that was a phenomenal tournament. If you love it, and just even if you don't care, I was so happy Spain beat England. And I feel, I don't know. But anyway, good for the Spaniards. It was a great day if you're Spanish. The Spanish kid won Wimbledon, and he even said it. He goes, and he's smiling the whole time. Well, I've done my job. Let's see if that soccer team can do it. I'm like, that's right, buddy. You won Wimbledon. Now let's go. But the Copa Cup. So last week, Uruguay played. Colombia. No, that was the finals. No. Oh, no, Uruguay played Colombia. And they were just, I mean, you don't want to say, well, the Colombians, they got stuck with the stereotype, cocaine capital. But I mean, me and my cousin Joey were texting. It was like everyone was on coke. Yep. I mean, beating the living shit out of each other, and not the bullshit flopping that happens in the players. But then Uruguay lost. The most unbelievable moment I've ever seen in sports. The Uruguay players went into the stands and beat up Colombian fans. I'm like, this is crazy. Because most people, I think, turn the game off. But I'm texting my cousin Joey. I'm like, don't tell me you still have the TV on. Holy shit, they're in the stands. There's beers flying, punches flying. There's no security anywhere. No. It's just a free-for-all. And I'm like, wow, I've never, no matter how much provoked, like in American football or baseball, have I seen the team just go, fuck it, let's take them. Yeah. And boom, right in the stands. Then, as if this isn't already getting out of hand, the other night was the final, and it was Argentina versus Colombia. Yep. Uruguay's out at this point. Yep. And Canada went very far. Give a little round for paddles. Yeah, went further in the United States and didn't lose too bad to Argentina. Which they have Messi. If you've ever heard of him, he's a big deal. He's old though. You might have played their third string. They don't broadcast that. No. They let Messi go in for a while. He's an old turtle. Yeah. He's 41. Yeah. He's tired. They don't need him. But anyway, so the big final game was Monday night in Miami, where the Dolphins play. Yeah. This is another thing I've never seen in the history of watching sports of my life. The game had to be postponed by an hour. Wow. Because the fans couldn't get in the stadium. Then they showed video, and they were blaming mostly, I'd say the blame was being put on the Colombian fans. Yeah. But there's videos, there were a shit ton of people that showed up with fake tickets or no tickets. And then trying to get in. And then they bum rushed the place. Yep. They climbed up and jumped over a thing. They were going through vents, shoving one another through vents. It was the HVAC system. All you need is one guy on the inside. Hey, man, where's the biggest entry to the... Yeah. Oh, I know. Okay. I'll tell you where to go. An hour delay. I've never heard of that in any sport. But Miami, that stadium, plans in 2026 to host 7 World Cup games. Yeah. 7. You don't even... mildly have your shit together. Right. Like there should have been an outer perimeter where we check your ticket before you get, because then it was just a bum rush into the, people were handing their kids to cops and running away. And I'm like, what the fuck? You can't just give your kids, those poor cops, like, what am I supposed to do with this 2-year-old? Yeah, here, take it. I gotta go, man. The game's about to start. I've never seen anything so shocking. And I'm sitting there going, are we, but no one, the sports announcers are hesitant to say anything because they don't want to seem like, you know, this kid, but it's the stadium's fault. I mean, plus you're in Miami. There's already a shit ton of South Americans. You should have known this is going to be a lot of people, a lot of ticketing bullshit. Yep. We need to, we can't treat it like a Dolphin game. It's
nobody goes to the Dolphin game.
Well, the Dolphins, yeah, I mean, sometimes their stadium's not full, but I just have never, I don't know if they'll take the games away from them unless they can prove
it's under review.
It's under review to take them. Well, I might think about, how about the where the Nebraska college team plays? How about Michigan, the big house?
Yep.
Seats 100,000. I don't know, somebody who has their shit together. Right. They just were not prepared. And I'm sure it is shocking if you're just a ticket. It's not the actual people working there. You're just sitting there taking tickets like you're at a hockey game or something, and all of a sudden a sea of yellow comes at you, and no one has any tickets, no identification. They're just fucking coming. And what are you supposed to do? Man, what am I making? $16 an hour?
Right.
Fuck this shit. I would have ran away. This is not my problem that you people let this get out of hand.
Not my baby.
There was a lot of destruction in the stadium. I mean, and it was an enormous mess.
And they're shocked.
Yeah, everybody was shocked. You know, oh my God, I can't believe really? I could have told you this. Go out to a bar.
It's reported that there's at least 4,000 people without tickets that were in there.
4,000 people without tickets got in, and people with tickets. Mm-hmm. One guy, I felt so bad for him. He is from Colombia. He spent $2,000 on an airplane ticket, and the ticket, and he didn't get in.
Yeah.
Because then at some point they just said, fuck it, and stopped. That is not right either.
No.
You should give all those people their money back.
Yes.
Yep.
StubHub.
Well, StubHub, or no, the Miami Dolphins, whoever owns the stadium.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Well, I don't know who owns, somebody owns it.
Call Goodell.
Right. Roger Goodell. This is my other sports story. I know I've had a lot of sports, but that's what's on. That's what I'm watching.
People like your sports.
Because there's nothing new yet on Netflix or Amazon. There's a golfer. You don't need to know anything about golf. His name's Robert McIntyre, and he's Scottish. Yep. And he looks like my friend Ryan. So just a little enough out of shape, you know he'll go drinking with you. Yeah. Like he doesn't need to get up at 6 to be at the gym. Nope. Well, he won the Canadian Open a few weeks back. With his dad was his caddy. Yeah. And then he was signed up for the Memorial Tournament, which is Jack Nicklaus's one. No one's allowed to skip that. And he said, I'm sorry, I got to go home to Scotland and have a party. I mean, this may never happen again. And I'm like, that's a man who's attended my TED Talk. That's right, son. You go home and have a party. You don't need to be fucking getting out here being all serious again. Jack Nicklaus can wait, or maybe not. He's getting old. But whatever. I'm sure he's already met him. And then he won the Scottish Open this past weekend. Yep. The British Open is coming up, and they give him a press schedule, and his was all for Monday. Yep. Well, he won the tournament on Sunday, and before he got hammered, he said, all the press people said, I will not be attending my press conference on Monday. Please, can you move it? And they agreed to move. He said, I will be too drunk. Yep. I will not be able to drive a vehicle or probably even ride in a vehicle. So don't expect me at the press conference. I'm like, this is a man who knows how to enjoy life. You win the tournament, go crazy. Then get your shit together. He got his shit together after he won the Canadian one, had the biggest party, said he won't live in Florida. He's not paying the apartment rent there. Ain't doing it. He's going to stay in Scotland. Good for him. He didn't like the rent. He has a golf course in Florida where he can hit balls if he needs to.
He's one of the whitest people I've ever seen.
He's white, and he's just a tiny bit chubby, an endearing amount of chubby, and he's hilarious in interviews. I'm like, that's my TED Talk. He'll be the first guest I bring on stage. Now tell me why you skipped Jack Nicklaus's tournament. Because the American golfers would be so serious and, well, you know, next week, tomorrow I'm going to get up and go to the gym. And he's just like, there's not enough alcohol in all of Scotland. Like, wonderful.
Your TED Talk will be good.
And then we're moving on to, holy shit, they found it. Yeah. Archaeologists find more evidence of Bible story about Moses leading his people to the promised land 3,200 years ago. The land where the Israelites settled after Moses led them out of Egypt. The Israeli Antiquities Authority recently shared their finding on Zano, which is mentioned in the Old Testament, revealing stone walls, pottery, and other artifacts that date back more than 3,200 years.
Catholics aren't into the Old Testament.
Catholics really aren't into reading the Bible per se, but the Old Testament is definitely scary. And I'm like, Lewis, that's your part.
Exactly.
Okay.
Tell us what happened.
The Bible states the Israelites reached the Promised Land, also known as Canaan, however they say it, Catholics will, around 1406 to 1407 BC after wandering in the desert for 40 years. The team also uncovered a broken jar handle that featured the name of a king described in the Bible, providing more evidence to Moses' story. Their story is spread over the books of Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy. Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yep. Say it 3 times.
So no, I will not. I will not do that. I will not say it 3 times. But they've discovered walls. So this is where they claim they ended up in the Bible. I believe the stories are pretty much true.
Yep.
But then exaggerated a little.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean the ark thing, 2 of everything.
Right.
Please, just don't. Maybe back then there were only 6 animals.
You don't believe in magic?
Magic?
Magic. Yeah. 2 of everything to create the earth.
Of course, I believe in magic, but the kind of magic I believe is in Coven with Ryan Murphy. No, I mean I just think they're stories. Like my dad would say, they're good stories. Pay attention, get the moral, move on. People get too wrapped up in the details,
Right.
and then I would get wrapped up in the details in religion class because I'm like, wait, so he had to get 2 of every animal on Earth, a male and female. Well, his ark wasn't that big. It couldn't do that. As soon as you got the elephants in, you're fucked. I mean, I think it was the moral of the story. There's a flood coming, God's pissed, and grab your dog and cat. Yeah.
Something about, like, bugs.
Yeah, whatever survives is going to survive. Sad news. 2 sad news. Well, there's actually 4. This is, there's never been this many deaths in 1 week, but I wanted to read, because this is amazeballs. I posted a picture of me and Dr. Ruth.
So cute.
It was like in the 90s. We were on Letterman together, and I couldn't believe it. She was quite famous at the time, and I'm like, oh, there she is. And she walked down the hall, just a tiny, tiny little person. Like, she's 4'7".
Yep.
And I only knew her as the sex talk therapist lady. I didn't know, well, she was born in Germany to a Jewish family. As the Nazis came to power, her parents sent the 10-year-old girl to a school in Switzerland for safety, remaining behind themselves because of her elderly grandmother. They were both subsequently sent to a concentration camp by the Gestapo where they were killed. After World War II, she immigrated to British-controlled Mandatory Palestine. Being only 4'7" and 17,
Crazy.
she joined the Haganah and was trained as a sniper. This is, like, I wish I would have known this back then. I'm like, could you sign something, Sniper Ruth? Like, I would have had her.
That's awesome.
On her 20th birthday, she was seriously wounded in action by an exploding shell during a mortar fire attack on Jerusalem in the 1947 and 1949 Israeli War of Independence, and almost lost both of her feet. 2 years later, she moved to Paris, France, where she studied at the Sorbonne, immigrating to the United States. I know, she went to the Sorbonne. She worked as a maid to put herself through graduate school and earned a Master of Arts in Sociology from the New School in 1959 and earned a doctorate at 42 years of age from Teachers College, Columbia University in 1970. Over the next decade, she taught at a number of universities and had private sex therapy practice. It's amazing. Her show had I don't need to go into all that, but just the fact she was a sniper.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she had kids and all that. And, she was 96, though, so that's a good life.
Yep.
Yeah, long.
Great.
You forget. I think Sally Jesse, a sniper.
That's fantastic.
Probably a great sniper, too, that short.
Yeah.
Nobody's looking for you.
No, it's like trying to get
No.
a 5-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Wow.
Richard Simmons died.
I know.
Unexpectedly, too. He's been posting. He's been back in the news.
Yep.
His real name was Milton Teagle.
What?
His real name is Milton Teagle Simmons.
Wow.
Yeah.
He made up the
He was born in New Orleans.
Wow.
He was born to show business parents and raised in the French Quarter of New Orleans. He had an older brother, Leonard. Father was raised Methodist and worked as master of ceremonies and later in thrift stores, while their mother was Russian Jewish, was a traveling fan dancer.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. A fan dancer.
I gotta Google.
We need some older termites.
Yeah.
I need my.
What's a fan dancer?
I don't know. He later converted to Catholicism and he attended Coriesu High School.
Wow.
Yeah. He graduated from Florida State. Is that Bert's Kreischer's? Is he Florida State or University of Florida?
Florida, he's a gator.
He's a Gator?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Florida State's a center.
He became obese in his childhood and began to overeat and became overweight by the time he was 5.
Wow.
At 15, he weighed 182. He considered becoming a priest. He was an art student and appeared among freak shows. So then we all know what happened, but that was just another. And Shelley Duvall died, very sad. And Shannon Doherty died. I didn't watch those shows, but that was a very sad.
902 when I was wonderful.
53 is way too young. That was, I'm telling you, this is a whole Letterman week of guests.
He went to Florida State. I was wrong.
Bert did go to
Bert, yeah.
Bert?
Yeah.
Okay, well, fellow alumni for Bert Kreischer, Mr. Richard Simmons, Milton Teagle. Just thought those things were interesting. Moving on to news. Okay. Where are my Texas termites? Houston specifically.
You're on your way there.
Once again, okay. I don't like to do hard things, so I'll make this super easy.
Okay. Buc-ee's.
And this is, no, I'm drinking out of my Buc-ee's. Pint glass right now. So when you think of public utilities, electric, gas, whatever, like in Nashville, it's Nashville Electric Services. In Missouri, it's Ameren, but it's regulated. It's a state thing. Well, Texas sold all that off, and private companies own it.
Right.
And the grid is collapsing left and right. And we aren't even in the hottest part of summer.
Nope.
Well, that hurricane hit down there, and I was following along, and Mattress Mack posted a video. I reposted it, saying, if you need help, come down here. He gave them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He had like 3,500 people he was feeding every day. They could charge their phones, their medical equipment, and all that stuff. Well, this is still going on up to 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And
It's been 2 weeks.
now I know I have some termites that say Mattress Mack is a right-wing guy and he donates to, well, you know, I'm interested in what you're doing for the general public.
Yes.
And he does wonderful things.
He's wonderful.
Now because somebody pointed out, he's sitting at the table, the center point, he calls him center pointless. I've never seen him mad.
No.
And these guys are people he probably is friends with, but you know, we don't, just because I help somebody get elected, it doesn't mean I know what they're going to do.
Right.
Or the politicians that, yes, I get all that. But he flogged them in public and then reposted the video of him saying, like, he couldn't wait to get that video out. And he's like, you're center pointless. And you're not doing it because they take all the profits instead of upgrading the grid. Like now, this is how bad it is. So if I get home here or in Missouri and the power's out, I go on Nashville Electric and there's a map.
Right.
Here's your power outages. It's very easy to tell.
Yep.
Well, CenterPoint, who owns the electric in Houston, anyway, I don't know how much more Texas, there's no map. People were going on the Whataburger app, and if the Whataburger was open, then they knew that area had electricity.
Oh my
That's what
God.
they're fucking down to. Wow. Well, and how smart was that? Somebody was like, hey, I got an idea, and then spread the word. Just go
There's
on
so
there.
many of them.
Then you'll know if that area has electricity, but then you don't know what if it's a generator. I don't know. The whole thing is just dog shit. People pay their electric bills, and then when they really need it, you know, it goes out. And then they're like, well, you don't have the manpower to come cut down the trees. Whatever.
Right.
In Nashville, the power is never out for more than, I would say, 3-4 hours.
Right.
They are on it. And those little NES trucks come, Missouri, same thing. They're on it. The power is restored quickly. But these people just keep the profits.
Right.
And Mattress Mack, I reposted the video on my stuff. He went absolutely mental on them. Well-deserved. And whether he did or did not help some of these people get these gigs or stay in these jobs or be elected, he's saying you can't ask for anything more than that. He's saying this is bullshit. These people pay their bills and then you just don't do it.
Right.
He's just, I wish he would run.
He's a wonderful
But I
philanthropist.
think he's old. I don't know how old he is. Probably 70. I don't know. Not old.
73.
73? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, that's not too old compared to...
He's a Pisces.
He's a Pisces. Oh, good for him.
Yep.
He got so mad. He goes, yeah, I don't know about you folks, but we don't summer in Aspen. We summer in Houston. He was so mad. It was excellent. Excellent. Moving on to more news. News is sad times. Did you ever rent a movie from Redbox?
Nope.
I have.
I get it.
I used to get them for the kids because Blockbuster was closed.
Right.
Redbox, the once highly popular movie rental service and rival to Blockbuster, is set to see its brightly colored kiosk disappear for good outside grocery stores and drugstores. It's outside of every Walgreens in Nashville.
Yep.
And in Missouri, the dollar store, I think, is where I would go with the kids. Yeah. If you'd like your brain to explode, take 7-year-old twin girls that have pockets full of change. They don't have $1 bills, they have change. And then try to figure out what a dollar is and how many more things they can buy. And then I would just go, you can have whatever you want. And my mom would go, that is not why we're here. Don't buy them everything. I go, I'm not buying them everything per se, Mom. I just don't feel like doing this math. 25 cents plus a nickel. How much do I have now, Kat? I don't know. I lost track. Let's start over.
I don't like math.
I am not your math aunt. We've gone over that.
I'm your money
Math,
aunt.
science, no. Anyway, they're closing them. The parent company, Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The 2,700 rental kiosks will be closed and then removed as it looks to sell off its assets to bring in cash. Oh, all 1,033 employees will lose their job without any payoff. Oh,
Sucks.
I know. I used to go up there. At the Ozarks, there wasn't a real video store. There was like a offshoot one that I'm not sure that's all they were doing in there. I'm just saying. But the red boxes were good to grab a kids movie.
Cool.
Yeah, back before you could stream and all that.
Remember when Netflix used to mail them?
Netflix used to mail the movies, yeah, and then you had to mail them back, and then, well, Blockbuster one time told me that I hadn't returned The Sound of Music, and I absolutely had returned it, and then they said I owed them like $35,000 or something ludicrous. It's teenager with acne. Oh, you owe $35,000. Fuck off. I gave The Sound of Music back. I didn't keep it. Just because you guys didn't check it back in, I put it in the box. Right. I don't own. We want me to pay Julie Andrews again? No. Anyway, the company owes millions of dollars to over 500 creditors, including major retailers Walgreens and Walmart and entertainment giants such as BBC, Sony Pictures, and Warner Brothers. At their height, in 2013, they had sales of $1.9 billion. Wow. They once had 43,000 kiosks in the U.S. and Canada.
Oh my God.
Right.
Wow.
It was founded in 2002 when the DVD business was booming. Yeah. Sad times. You won't see them anymore. I did my promo video out in front of one. Be the last time, probably. More news. Good news. So there's a grizzly bear in Yellowstone.
I know.
She's, they've never seen a grizzly bear have 5 cubs. I think we might have gone over this story earlier.
We talked about it briefly.
We did talk about it briefly. Well, they're not sure she had all 5. There could be they call her Supermom. They could all be hers, or maybe another bear died and she adopted 2 or 3, because they usually have 2 or 3 cubs. Well, she's been spotted again and she's fine. And if you go online, well, I'll put it in the notes. Until now, the highest cub litter was 4. That was the record. So she's a super duper mom. These 5 little grizzlies.
They're so cute.
Oh my God. They are the cutest things you've ever seen. And they saw her again. She's fine. And the girl took a bunch of pictures, Andrea, so-and-so, said, I'm so glad I got to document it. Otherwise, nobody would have believed it. Yeah, oh my God, you just got to go see the picture. They're adorable. So everybody's fine so far.
They're so cute.
All the little,
Cubs.
yeah, the tiny cubs are doing good. I wish they would DNA test them.
They will.
And then,
eventually.
well, they'd have to capture them. I wouldn't want to do that right now. You know, in the,
Don't interrupt them.
speaking of animals, hippos can fly.
What?
Uh-huh.
What?
Yep.
Stop it.
Nope. Scientists discovered that hippos can fly over short distances. Get a load of this. And they're mean. I mean, we know about Pablos.
What website is this?
Oh, it's a smart one. It's Newsbreak, Scientist Discovery.
Okay.
Okay? And what do you think I got it, like the Inquirer?
Yes, exactly.
No.
Flying
No.
hippos.
Not that I don't enjoy the Inquirer every now and again. But when you think of animals that become airborne, hippos wouldn't exactly be the first species that comes to mind. After all, these mammals can weigh up to 1,500 kilograms for males and 1,300 for females. I don't know how much that is in our weight, but it's a lot. Nevertheless, researchers at the Royal Veterinary College in North Mimms, Hertfordshire, have found that after looking at footage of hippos in detail, they do in fact become airborne when they run on land at full speed. Hippos can reach up to speeds of 18.6 miles an hour. That would scare the living shit out of anyone. I did not think a fat creature could go that quickly. When this occurs, researchers show that hippos can briefly get all 4 feet off the ground simultaneously for up to 15% of the time.
Oh my God.
That's how fast they go.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's as simple as biomechanics research can get, but noted the difficulty of this studying the hippos for the analysis. I mean, they just look so sluggish.
That's funny.
They went to Flamingo Land Resort in North Yorkshire to capture the footage of the hippos as they had space to gallop and capture the animals between their stable and watering hole. The clips were analyzed frame by frame. It's mind-numbing. It's one of those things in my work that I hate the most. It's really boring, agonizing to watch the videos. But they did it, and they proved it. I'm wondering if baby hippos can do something that adult hippos can't do. Wow. They're focusing now on pygmy hippos. And imagine how those could fly. The little tiny guys.
Yeah.
Probably even more
Maybe bounce.
because they're not as fat.
Right.
Here's some controversy. Well, there were two things that happened. This is just this is not reading the room. This is a case of not reading the room. So Mick Jagger, okay, so this is Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. When he first came on the scene, there was a picture of him without a shirt on and his curly hair, and he's boxing. Right.
Put it in the show.
And I sent it to Lewis, and I said, look at this little hottie who thinks he's going to be the prime minister. His father was the prime minister for like 40 years. And I said, Jesus, he's gorgeous. And Lou goes, you should have seen his mother. And I'm like, what? And I didn't know anything about Margaret Trudeau. Well, I looked her up, and she was a hottie, and she followed the Rolling Stones. She left the old man. Her husband was like 40 years old, Pierre Trudeau. He was like 40 years older than her. She had the kids, and she's like, this is all great, but I'm going out with the Rolling Stones. Bye, Pierre. Tell the nannies to do what they do. I got to go.
Later, Gator.
Well, I think Mick Jagger is thinking back to those days. And in Vancouver, he went on stage and said, we love your Mr. Trudeau. And he got booed. So, Justin is not high in his polling as of late in Canada. They're not.
They're not happy.
And he said, I mean, his family's always been such big fans of our band. They clearly don't read the room. Just don't. Right. He's thinking of Margaret bouncing around in London in 1967.
In go-go boots.
Yeah, right. And then he tried to switch the subject. So this is like a nervous comics reaction when you fuck up. And then you're like, oh, shit. And he goes, by the way, congratulations on the Canadian soccer team getting to the semi. He tried to just switch it to soccer, and they're all still like, Sims characters all pissed. Yeah, so that, Mick, what's the lesson learned there?
Right.
Let's don't be bringing up politics on stage at a rock show, especially when all you remember is his super hot smoking mother following you around as a groupie.
No shit.
I don't think this should be happening. A Stegosaurus fossil could catch up to $6 million, fetch up to $6 million at Sotheby's. Should they be auctioned?
What is this?
No, this isn't holy shit. They found it. This is news. They're auctioning it off.
Oh.
Yeah, $6 million. That's what they think it's going to get. What freak?
That's not a lot. For a dinosaur skeleton?
For a dinosaur skeleton? One, it's in very good shape. Two, no, I mean, so what? So some prince of some crazy country can have it in his foyer?
Yeah.
I mean, no. It's Wednesday. They're going to hold a live auction.
Wow.
It's a Stegosaurus fossil known as Apex. The auction, and then where do you put this? How big is your house? They think it's going to sell between $4 and $6 million, making it one of the most expensive fossils. No, it should be in a museum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 11 foot tall and 27 feet long.
Holy shit. Wow.
It's one of the most complete skeletal structures of its kind. Paleontologist Carey was among the scientists who viewed the specimen at the dig site in Colorado, where it was just, no, we're not digging this shit up to give it to some rich lunatic who's going to hide it.
Yeah.
No.
No. It's terrible.
Yeah. I don't think they should do that. Or we should get a museum to go put up the money. You know, as a scientist, fossils have no monetary value. You know, these numbers are largely arbitrary. I mean, every fossil is unique. No, but it could go in a museum.
Yes.
We'll see what it gets.
And it should.
I'll keep you updated, termites. I will keep you updated. Here's a nice little something. Michael Bloomberg donates $1 billion to cover John Hopkins medical student for tuition.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yep.
Yay.
$1 billion.
Wow.
The gift will make tuition for medical student free for students with family incomes under $300,000.
That's awesome.
Isn't that wonderful? It also covers living expenses for students of families incomes total income less than $175,000.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's the Bloomberg Philanthropies, founded by billionaire Michael. That's just every once in a while. Him and Mattress Mack just did nice things this week.
That's so cool.
Yeah, good for him. Good for you, as Rocky Laporte would say. Good for you. So my sister and them went to
Rome.
the husband and the kids. Yeah, they went to Italy and Spain.
Did they have fun?
They had a blast.
Great.
But they were there at the same time that protesters are squirting water at tourists in Barcelona. But she said she didn't see any of it. Kate, she said she heard about it. Thousands of angry Barcelona residents took to the streets over the weekend to participate in a protest against mass tourism in the Spanish city. Their weapon of choice, a humble water pistol. Probably would have felt good because it was kind of hot there for a hot minute, like very hot. Video footage showed protesters squirting water from colorful pistols at travelers who were dining in Las Ramblas, a tourist-heavy district. As saggy tourists awkwardly scurried away, the Barcelona people were seen chanting, "Tourists go home," and using red tape to cordon off hotels and restaurant entry points. Demonstrators are saying tourism is killing the city. Here we go again, though. VRBO, Airbnb.
Exactly.
The scenes were part of a wire. Kate said that my sister said she read that they were mostly mad at the mayor because he said he was going to do something about Airbnb and VRBO, and he just hasn't. And so, like the guy who tried to buy the house next to me, he's a VRBO guy. That's what he does for a living.
Oh, God.
And then no one can live in that house that actually lives in here.
Right.
Because it's now rented. The scenes were they saw 2,800 people calling for limits to tourism, according to police. Organizers have claimed there were 7 times as many as that. The mayor, Jaume Kobani, Barcelona's socialist mayor, renewed his firm commitment towards eliminating Airbnb-style short-term rentals in the city within 5 years. In a post on social media, he said a new housing plan will remove more than 10,000 properties from tourist usage and be returned to residents. Yeah, let people live where they live.
Exactly.
He added the tourist tax surcharge will be increased from $3.52 to $4.33 a night. Spain saw 85 million international visitors throughout 2023, 15 million in Barcelona. I mean, I can't even imagine how you can deal with that.
No.
No.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So everybody is experiencing the same problem.
Wow.
Well, not tourist cities, not regular cities, but where there's a lot of people wanting to. So here's a little something. This is why I don't like any of the royals. This is
Just in general.
well, just in general.
Right.
I'm fascinated by them, but I don't like them, and I would get rid of it. I would get rid of
It's a lot of
because people go, yeah, but they bring in so much tourist money. I know that, but let's say you didn't have any of these people anymore. Okay, I still want to go to Buckingham Palace.
yeah.
I still everybody still goes to Versailles in Paris. You want to see,
still wanna see people.
you would still want to see that. I don't need living people to make me want to see.
The history.
Right. I'll still want to go to Windsor Castle. I'll take the little day trip out of London in the bus. I've done it. King Charles takes a big step to be close to Prince Harry. He buys a luxury condo in the U.S. I mean,
Okay.
how many rentals? How many unit? How many? Why can't you just rent a hotel? To get a hotel.
Right.
He
Or
buys.
stay with him.
He buys final unit in iconic New York City building, sparking speculation on his potential visit to America. I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah.
I'd like to go see my son. Has anyone purchased me a penthouse? No.
The wrong side of the country.
Would you like me to stay at the Holiday Inn Express and get a good night's sleep? No. A luxury condo in New York City for $6.6 million, making waves on Billionaires Row in Manhattan. The condo is situated at 111 West 57th.
That's a good area.
I'm gonna have to. Lewis is gonna have to show me that.
Yeah.
In the Steinway Hall section marks the final sale in this iconic building. The transaction was finalized in June as per city records. This move is notable given that Prince Harry, now residing in the U.S., will be living just hours away from his father's new amenity-rich bridging the distance across the Atlantic. Well, I've got news for you guys. It's still 5 hours on a plane from L.A. to New York.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to do it,
Yeah.
go to Chicago. Go more so you're closer.
Go to LA.
Go to Colorado.
Yeah.
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 L.A. is too crowded.
Or stay with him. How about that? He hates Megan.
I don't think King Chucky is happy with Meghan or Harry. He's just a little spoiled, little rotten brat.
Right.
Just spoiled.
Right.
Rotten. But you guys did it. Here he is. It's a 3,600 square foot fancy apartment. They actually use the word fancy. The person who paid for it is mentioned in the closing papers as His Majesty the King Right of Canada.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Represented by the Minister of Foreign Affairs as per the New York Post.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and then he'll never be there. So you got another apartment in a building that's just a ghost ship.
Right.
With these people with their third and fourth and fifth residences, and then nobody lives there, and then the coffee shop can't stay open. It's all trickled down. Being too negative on this podcast about all this, but I mean, it's like everything close when you don't have people actually living there. So like this happened in COVID. I noticed in Minneapolis, Target is their big employer. The store Target. I love Target. Their headquarters are there, right? And they told people during COVID, don't come down to work. Well, okay, when that happens, then we don't have a lunch crowd anymore.
Right.
And then we don't have a happy hour crowd. And then what's very sad is for Kathleen Madigan, my Irish pub closes. And it's only open for events now. Oh my, I probably looked like a dog who just watched their owner get hit by a car. I just stood there and read that sign and went, no, this can't be possible. I had visions of my corned beef sandwich and a Guinness.
Because it had walleye on it.
Yeah, they had walleye there. It's a 3-bedroom, 4.5-bedroom condo. It coincides with rumors about the king's potential visit to America. Wow. While no official confirmation has been made for the same, multiple reports and experts suggest that such plans might be in the works.
Wow.
Yeah, I just, okay, great. How many times are you going to be there a year?
Right.
3?
Yeah.
Are you running out for Starbucks to keep my Starbucks open? No. No, you're not. I don't know. They should stop. See, there's other countries where you have to do a lot to buy something. You have to prove residency, or like the Swiss, you have to be Swiss.
Right. It's very nationalistic.
It is nationalistic, but it also keeps shit in check.
Yep.
Speaking of which, things have gone. San Francisco office vacancies hit all-time high, despite Silicon Valley AI. More than 1 in 3 San Francisco offices are vacant. So then that makes everything else close because there's no people.
Right.
How am I supposed to have my little quick shop if nobody's coming here
Right.
wanting some gum?
Gas station gum. Who wants my Trident?
It's a record high, 34.5% empty. Wow. Yep.
That's crazy.
Well, I think Lewis told me in the square, what is it, Union Square, a bunch of shit closed.
Wow.
Yeah. The dire state of office space in San Francisco has forced landlords to slash prices, asking prices for their rent for the lowest level in nearly a decade. Wow. The average rent, but does this include apartments? Because all the comedians I ever knew, nobody could afford to live in San Francisco proper without a shit ton of roommates, and there's no parking. You got a street park. I was like, this seems so hard.
Right.
You could just come to LA.
Yeah.
There's plenty of parking for my Pontiac. No problem. Yeah. Here's something out of left field, termites. Remember convicted killer Jodi Arias?
Yes.
She killed that boy, I can't remember his name, that Mormon boy. I want to say Todd?
Nope, it's not.
Not Todd. What was it? Well, maybe it's in the article. Her former boyfriend? Travis. Todd. Same thing.
No, it's not. Whatevs.
Well, she was a cuckoo bird and a half. I watched all that. Well, I mean, obviously a killer too, but like a sociopath that got caught up in her own stories on the witness stand. Like, it was fascinating to watch as like a clinical study. But anyway, she's serving a life sentence in Arizona for the 2008 murder of Travis Todd. She is now selling her artwork online for $2,500 a painting.
What?
She maintains an online presence through a website. She has a website and Instagram managed by her family. While her website states she's not accepting commissions, she recently completing a painting of a cow after a special request. The prison guard took particular interest in the piece's progress. The convicted, she commands significant prizes. An original acrylic painting titled Beyond the Horizon is listed at $2,500. Prizes range from $28 to $39. A set of collectible postcards is $34.95.
Stop it.
Travis Alexander was his name. He was found in his home when she stabbed him. It was all crazy. It was a crazy. If you're they're younger, the Yermites, Google all that. Yeah. This is where I was like, wait, what? I didn't think they could make money. Well, here's the thing. Many states have laws preventing criminals from profiting from their crimes. Arias' artwork did not directly relate to his murder, so therefore, she can keep the money.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm. How much is she really making, though? It's going to support her appeals process. Stop it, lady. Just stop.
it. No.
I mean, I can't imagine she's selling that many. I'm just saying. This is, yeah, hold on. That's a good one. We have a really good feel-good story. But this is a scary story. So if you did, speaking of Coven and New Orleans, because we've been talking about that lately, fantastico. I think there's a lady in New Orleans that worked at a strip club for 12 years, and she does these videos about...
A strip club?
She worked at a strip club in New Orleans. She does videos about the freaky people that came in. Oh, wow. It's on Instagram. I don't know her name, but I believe every word she's saying.
We'll put it in the notes.
She believes she met the Archangel Michael.
Oh my God.
But then I don't know why an angel would be in a strip club.
Yeah. Was she a bartender or a stripper?
She was a dancer.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not using the word stripper.
Oh.
Exotic dancer. Okay? If you really want to see exotic dancing, you should see me dance because it's so horrible. It looks like I'm actually suffering some sort of seizure. So the very, very famous woman, Madame Delphine LaLaurie, who was played by Kathy Bates.
So good.
She was a New Orleans socialite and a serial killer who was believed to have tortured and murdered slaves in her household.
So crazy.
They go through it all. Born during the Spanish colonial period, she was married 3 times in Louisiana and was twice widowed. She maintained her position in New Orleans society until April 10th, 1834, when rescuers responded to a fire at her Royal Street mansion. Wow. They discovered bound slaves in her attic who showed evidence of cruel, violent abuse over a long period of time. Her house was subsequently sacked by an outraged mob. She escaped to France with her family. She died in Paris. She was only 62. Oh my God. The mansion, traditionally held to be LaLaurie's, is a landmark in the French Quarter, in part because of its history and architectural significance. However, her house was burned by the mob, and the mansion was rebuilt at 1140 Royal Street. They rebuilt it, but the original one was burnt. But still,
Yeah.
same property. Well, let me see if there's anything about her torture. Yeah, so she was generally, quote, polite to black people. Right, except for when she wasn't. Right.
Somebody got weird.
And it was like sadistic, crazy shit. Well, that mansion, and now for the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey, Missouri Man, would say, that mansion is now on the market.
Stop it.
Do you have 10.25 million? The scariest thing about this 19th century building is the interior design. Situated on the corner of New Orleans' historic Royal Street, the LaLaurie Mansion is best known for serial killer Daphne. It's now on the market for $10.25 million. The original building that stood on the lot was burned down by a mob after it came to light that she'd been torturing and murdering slaves. Though the mansion that stands there today is a rebuild constructed years later by a new owner, it's still referred to as the haunted house. Yeah, just rebuilding it ain't gonna, it's in the ground. I mean, the bad vibes are everywhere.
Yeah, it's terrible.
She isn't the only notable figure, though, to have lived here. In 2009, actor Nick Cage once owned the building, the property that stands there today before losing it in a foreclosure auction.
Wow.
Yeah, he's never been good with math. Holy Jesus. There are a few too many questionable interior design choices in the home, but the bedrooms in particular are so unbelievably ugly that you'd almost have to respect it. Along with all the other rooms you'd expect in the house, the mansion boasts a billiard room, a 2,000-bottle wine cellar, and a speakeasy bar with a bed in it.
Weird.
Is this just a regular old whorehouse now? I guess. The inside is nauseatingly gaudy. The exterior is far more pleasant. Well, the problem is you don't live outside. You live inside.
Right.
It's in the French Quarter. It's a quaint little French Quarter brick courtyard, which leads up to the wraparound balcony to sit and watch the world go by. And that's not all. There's also a private rooftop terrace with an enviable panoramic view of New Orleans. So if you've got several millions, I mean, you'd have to be fuck nut crazy. There's no way.
Imagine that?
No. It was used for many things too over the years. It, like, I don't know how Nick Cage got it, but it was like it was a school. It was
A school?
office buildings. I mean, offices in it. Yeah, it's all. Yeah. I don't know. I'd put some sort of memorial up, and let that lot just be that. Yeah. One more. Well, I'm gonna save that one for next week. This is my feel-good story, though.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. So in Istanbul, Turkey, cats are allowed everywhere.
Yep.
They're all treated as pets, and most of them live outside, and they like it, and they're all fed, and they're all spayed and neutered, blah, 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 blah. They're all taken care of. Well, in Istanbul, this is how much the cats like people. A concerned mother cat brought her kitten to the hospital for help. Unfortunately, it was a human's hospital emergency room, not a vet. But fortunately, medics helped the poor cat and the kitten anyway. They have pictures of this cat bringing the kitten in. Just walked in the front of the hospital. I mean, how smart is that?
That's awesome.
She doesn't. It's like that goose we read about. As sad as it was that the stray cat's kitten was sick, it was wildly impressive that she knew the hospital is where people and animals go to get help with their health. How do they know that?
That's very smart.
I know, and then I look at baby cats sometimes and I think, you're not the brightest one. And I think, God only knows what she really knows.
Totally.
Yeah, what do you really know? Even though the cat came to a human hospital, they helped immediately. They inspected the kitten for health problems while the mom watched nearby. While the medics were looking after the little kitten, the mama cat was given milk and food to make her more comfortable. The Turks have long been known for their love and care for stray animals, many leaving food and water for them on the streets. They're everywhere. They're on the turnstiles, like in the subway. It's crazy. I've seen there's a lot of Instagram things about it. It's awesome.
Cool.
They checked out the kitten, made sure it wasn't dire, and they were then sent to a vet for a proper evaluation. Well done. The Turkish people and the media and the news became so invested. A story went viral on Reddit. One commenter explained that in Turkey, stray cats and dogs are everyone's pet. You can see food and water on these friends on every corner. Cats are welcome to sleep and live in mosques, etc., etc., etc. It's a beautiful place for stray animals.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a wonderful little story. And then it's just some more stuff about how they treat cats. But yeah, good deal. Okay, termites. I got a couple thank yous, and then we're going to do our quotes. And then we're going to go on about our week. And I'm going to go pack for Atlantic City. I have to pack some cash for gambling.
What are you doing in Atlantic City?
What am I?
Besides that? Besides gambling.
I'm doing 2 shows, and I'm going to the White House subs. I'm going to be the first old person there, so I don't have to stand in that goddamn line. I'm going to see my friend Dory and her brother Davey.
You going to the boardwalk?
And will I go to the boardwalk? I don't know. It depends on how hot it is. I like to go walk it just to see what's going on. I like to be up to speed on what's happening.
Up to speed.
But I don't know. The boardwalk is awfully comfortable.
Very nice. Very nice.
And Lewis isn't a big walker guy.
No.
No. And then I'll say, well, let's just go and go to, what is it, Longboard and have a beer. And then he just looks at me like he's tired of it and he wants to go. I don't know. Maybe I could talk him into it. Maybe. Just a few shout outs. My Jaws theme, Mad Magazine. Thank you, Termite Debbie from Los Alamitos. Some fun notebook sticker from Termite Katie. Cool. And a little artwork of a pup from Termite Cat.
Great.
So thank you for that. That was in the post office. Let's do our quotes. Let me see if there's anything else. Do not forget the Olympics start July 26th, and we're going to have a story next week. The Olympics is losing its ass.
Really?
No one's going.
Oh my God.
Well, I was thinking about going.
The Olympics?
No, not the Olympics. I don't really care. I'm fine watching it at home. I never ever want to attend. I don't like events that large and parking and yeah, you know.
It's really all about
The parking and the bathroom. I don't. It's just the lines are too long. No, I wanted to go to Paris because I haven't been there in like probably 15 years, and then I was like, I only had this time off, and then I have 1 week off, and then I was like, I'm not going.
Right.
I forgot the Olympics were there.
Yeah.
They're actually telling the Parisians, treat it like COVID. Just stay home or get out of town.
Wow.
Because it's going to be that fucked up.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So anyway, but I do like watching. It starts July 26th.
It's coming up.
Let's do a Tay-Tay quote.
Can't wait for some gymnastics.
I can't wait for the gymnastics.
So great.
Okay. Well, this is from 17 magazine from Tay-Tay in 2009. I think the tiniest little thing could change the course of your day. Lewis would say it would be a roast beef sandwich.
Totally.
Anything sandwich can change his, which can change the course of your year, which can change who you are.
Wow.
Deep thoughts.
I like it.
Let's go to Dolly. Dolly's been quiet. She hasn't come up with a product in over 24 hours. Oh, I already did that one. Oh, okay. This is hopeful for old people. Discussing the longevity of her looks in a magazine with people interview in 1982. I don't care how ugly I get as long as I'm healthy. I figure my best years are going to be between 50 and 100.
Oh, wow. Good girl.
Good for shooting high. Look at you. Well, and she's made it to what, 78?
Yep.
She's just made some Lodge cast iron pans. She's got a perfume in Walmart. When there's nothing going wrong here. Everything's fine. All right, termites. I'll see you guys down the road. My boots on the ground, termites. Thanks for letting me know what's going on in Germany and Iceland. It's fun.
Cool.
It's fun to have people out there doing the work of the Lord too for no money. Just doing this for fun.
Absolutely.
And
We got 2 new t-shirts coming in.
2 new t-shirts coming in. I have seen the dates for 2025.
Very exciting.
Some super fun cities, and there might be a special announcement for 2025. This is very exciting. Very happy. Can't say it yet though. And that's all I got, termites. Are you ready?